she holds is like no other, bringing together every sister and brother. She extends peace and love through collab and grow. Her weekly connection, so now you know. Join the tribe on the live, she got something to say, bringing healing the body each and every day. She's got something special, yeah, the queen is the vibe, dropping wisdom in the group on every live. Queen Alchemy is gifted, yeah, she'll fight for you when she feels compelled to stand up for the truth. She's strong in her stance with poise and grace, giving back to her community in every way. Queen Alchemy, now you know her name. One moment in a tribe, no, you won't be the same. Sharing wisdom, she's the queen, dropping knowledge on everything. Join Queen Alchemy, she's the vibe, sending peace and love on every live. With the knowledge and the tribe, hail to the queen, Queen's Alchemy. Queen's Alchemy tribe is the vibe, spitting peace and love on every live. The wisdom she holds is like no other, bringing together every sister and brother. She extends peace and love through collab and grow. Her weekly connection, so now you know. Join the tribe on the live, she got something to say, bringing healing the body each and every day. She's got something special, yeah, the queen is the vibe, dropping wisdom in the group on every live. Queen Alchemy is gifted, yeah, she'll fight for you when she feels compelled to stand up for the truth. She's strong in her stance with poise and grace, giving back to her community in every way. Queen Alchemy, now you know her name. One moment in a tribe, no, you won't be the same. Sharing wisdom, she's the queen, dropping knowledge on everything. Join Queen Alchemy, she's the vibe, sending peace and love on every live. With the knowledge and the tribe, hail to the queen, Queen's Alchemy.
Peace and love, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Queen's Alchemy.
No.
We in here. All right, so all my beautiful people, y'all know how we do. We're going to get right to it. We don't waste no time. So welcome to the Collab and Grow with the Queen. I'm so excited to have you all here. And for this special live interview where we're going to be diving into 22 questions, interview style. So first things first, I want to give a great big welcome to my amazing guest, Slim Jim Longfoot, a.k.a. the GOAT 1408. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. How you doing, my brother?
I am blessed. And highly favored. Glad to be up in here with the Queen. Queen is Alchemy in the building. What's happening, everybody? What's going on, gang? How y'all doing today? This evening, wherever y'all at in this world.
Absolutely. All right. And of course, I'm going to shout out everybody here watching. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't been here before, welcome. And I'm so glad you're here. In this space, we connect and grow with real content creators like Slim Jim Longfoot. And we also use this opportunity to connect and collab and grow with each other. So if you're in the chat, make sure that you are tapping in with one another. You do have the option to drop. If you don't have a blue wrench and you're on my side, you know you have the option to drop AQN in the chat and connect and grow together. So go check out each other. But we're here to hear about this amazing brother. Okay, y'all ready?
We ready.
All right. So also, I want to make sure I forgot to mention, hit that like button. If you haven't hit that like button yet, make sure you jump on that like button real quick. Hit it for me. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay. And any questions you have for us, make sure you drop them in the chat. We're going to make sure we can keep the engagement going. So now I'm going to tell you about this multi-talented young brother right here, Slim Jim Longfoot. He is a creative powerhouse whose work and energy have left a lasting mark on the YouTube community. As the founder of UGI Studios, Slim Jim Longfoot brings a unique blend of artistry and storytelling and inspires others to keep growing, stay creative, and support one another. Join me as we go on this journey today to learn some insight and wisdom about this brother. So we're getting ready to get started through this impactful conversation. Now, you know, this sounds all serious, but you know we're going to have some fun too, okay? So first of all, my brother, tell me, what's the story behind the name Slim Jim Longfoot?
Hey, oh well, we about to get into it. We about to get into it. So here we go. First off, let me shout out my bro Johnny Quest Gaming, who's also a content creator on here. He's the co-founder of UGI Studios as well. Shout out to my bro. Slim Jim Longfoot. It came up real, I guess simple, like you could say. I created that name over 20 years ago because I'm from the ATL. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and the legendary hip hop group Outkast, who was just nominated this year to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They had so many crazy nicknames. You know what I'm saying, for themselves. Andre 3000 and Big Boy. They had extra names, and one of Big Boy's names was Sir Lucius Left Foot. And so I created my ATA name, Slim Jim Longfoot.
Okay. Okay. I'm with you. I'm following you. I'm following you. That is awesome. All right. So you brought that over here. How long you been on YouTube?
I've been on YouTube since the very beginning. When the site first came out in 2005, like I wasn't on there day one, April 23rd, 2005, but that same year I was on another site called High Five, and somebody had a video link to a commercial that I hadn't seen in over 20 years at that time, the Michael Jackson Pepsi commercial from '84, him and Alfonso Ribeiro and his brothers. And so I clicked on it. I was like, oh snap, because I had seen this commercial since it was on TV, and I was like, oh snap, and it was this website called YouTube. And so from there, I went down my Michael Jackson rabbit hole. Y'all see him in the back. Shout out to the king. You know what I'm saying? And went from there. I created my first channel in 2006. After just scrolling for over a year. How you do on YouTube. Back then, you didn't have to have a YouTube account. You just click on the website and just scroll through videos and stuff like that. And then, I was like, let me create me a YouTube channel or whatever like that. And I didn't have a lot of videos on my first channel. They still exist, but I wasn't really consistent on my channel. Even here, when I created this channel in 2011, I wasn't consistent the first 7 years of it. And then 2018, when Johnny Quest Gaming, my bro, got me my first iPad, and that was when I started becoming consistent after creating my series, my art video series, GOAT 1408 TV. And after episode 3 started, using my iPad to do time-lapse art videos showcasing the creation of my art on my channel. And so tomorrow will be episode 218 of GOAT 1408 TV dropping tomorrow. New episode dropping tomorrow. And so,
Wow.
I've been, just, on YouTube since the jump.
Wow. I've never met anybody that been YouTube since the beginning. Wow, wow, wow. That
Yeah, I
is
be.
amazing. That is amazing. Okay, so I know y'all just heard that. So y'all know how I like it. Y'all throw some fire emojis up in the chat because that is amazing. This brother been on YouTube since the beginning and then came back and had this channel that he has since 2011, got consistent in 2018. He been blowing it up ever since. We're going to get into a little bit deeper into his YouTube journey in just a moment, but go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge a few people in the chat first. I
I
see
see you,
Mary.
Swat.
Say it again.
Mary's life journey. She say she graded baby from the SWAT, that Southwest ATL.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say. Mary's Life Journey. Mary Powell's in the house. Monique Powell's in the house. Positive Crash Outs channel. Thank you for being here. Des, thank you for being here. Miss Do It Yourself.
Brandon,
Beach.
I see you.
Brandon in here. Brandon of Palm Beach in the house. All right. And we also have Kiss from Jay. Thank you so much, sis. Oh, so sweet. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you.
I saw Estrella Garcia in there earlier. Shout out to Estrella. You know what I'm saying? Her birthday was yesterday. Shout out to her. Brit Family Fun. I see you.
Oh yeah, Brit Family Fun. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you, sis. Solomon's Project. Thank you for being here.
My bro
And
Solomon.
I hope I didn't miss anybody. Oh, I did. Estrella, you said her just a few
Mm-hmm.
minutes ago. All right. Unapologetically African is in the house. Benefits Group. Nikki Vlogs. Look at
Nikki
here.
P.
Y'all
Nikki P
coming through.
vlog.
Y'all coming
Amazing.
through. Y'all coming through. I see you. I see you. I
Shout
see you.
out.
I see you. All right, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and continue because you know what? he really got me interested in this now. You know that. Y'all know how I do. Now I'm all like he didn't said some stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, you
Locked
did
in.
that since when?
Locked in.
All right. Now, you on your channel, you just mentioned what you do on your channel, well, what you started out doing on your iPad, the sketches and things like that. Is this what you started your channel to be, or what was your original thought process for your channel?
Well, one thing I definitely wanted to do, like, of course, before my iPad, I didn't have like the technology to. Shout out to real feed Nicole with the 499. I see you.
Thank you
Um,
so much for the super chat, sis.
um, I wanted to showcase my art. I wanted to showcase my art, but I didn't have the tech to do so, such as being able to, like whether it was, a camera setup to show me drawing like on physical paper, like, like on paper or this, that, or the third. I didn't have none of that stuff. And so, this being back in the day, talking like 2006. So that's why I didn't do a lot on my channel back in those early days. And so, that is what I really wanted to showcase. But, I would do, little videos here and there, as technology came along, I got my first smartphone, Android, team Android still, you know, and, got my first, started making videos, like I say, on my first channel, I was doing videos with my niece, shout outs to my niece Paris and, her oldest son, when he was a baby, we were, recording stuff on YouTube because, YouTube was just basically, putting your videos out there. It wasn't, like you still have pockets of YouTube where it's still just real chill, like family videos or, just random videos, not a big production, so to speak. But, that's basically what it was in the beginning, just that. And so once I was finally able to do my art, do my art and be able to showcase the creations of my art, me being an artist, that's what I enjoy doing. And then I branched out at that time to start doing how-to videos on my channels for people, novice people, evergreen content for people who are, wanting to create content on YouTube, like timestamps, how to do your timestamps and, how to do this, how to do that on YouTube, simple stuff and, product reviews. Like I was like, like this stuff, this power stick that I was getting at the time, beard balm and beard wash. That was one of my videos that had blew up early on, of people watching me, review the products on there, good or bad, and this, that, and the third. And so, my channel, I consider it a variety channel, like just like how you watch real, regular TV, ABC, NBC, CBS channels that have variety of shows on, different genres on it, as opposed to like the Food Network. On the Food Network, that's all about food, or Animal
Right.
Planet is all about animals. But NBC, ABC, CBS, they had crime, they had comedy, they did different genres. So that's why the channel is called Slim Jim Longfoot, because it's me, it's about Slim Jim Longfoot, and the thing is that I do whatnot. So that's my genre, is me in a sense. And since I'm an artist, like I was like, I would just get bored, just showcasing my art all the time, even though I am an artist, that is me. But just doing my art every day on YouTube, that's a whole situation. Sweet Juicy, I see you in the building. Sweet Juicy, after you got Sweet Juicy. Scrapple bees, what's happening? And so that was always my thing as far as YouTube goes, is just being me on YouTube, being me, showcasing me, whatever it is, like like a day in the life or this, that, and the third, or not even really that, but of course, as y'all know, or y'all about to know, for those that don't know, all things changed 5 years ago when I almost died. And when I almost died, and then we'll go into that. We'll go into more details of that. But when I almost died, that's when I started doing my daily vlog series on YouTube. And so I've been on YouTube every day for the past 1,899 days. 1899 was the day. Tomorrow will be day 1900 of doing consecutive daily vlogs on YouTube.
Now that's a streak, baby. That's a streak. Yes. I was looking at you like, don't kill it, don't kill it. I don't know if you was paying attention to me. I'm like, yes, that's cool. Tell it,
Thank you,
tell it.
Scrabble. I see you, Scrabble. Shout out to DJ Sunny Side Up from Japan, baby.
All right, I appreciate you. Welcome in, Scrabbles. Welcome in, Sweet Juicy, and That is awesome. 1899, 1900 will be tomorrow. As of the day that I wrote this, I was at 1898. So just so y'all know, I've been doing a lot of. I could not take up whole content of all those days, but I did do my due diligence. I did. So that's why I was like, don't say nothing, because that's like my highlight. Don't do that. But let's talk about it. All right. So now you've been on YouTube. You're using your creative juices to flow on here. Like you said, you have a variety channel, because I was definitely going to touch on that. You do so many different things. You know, because when I subscribed to you, I'm gonna tell you what made me immediately intrigued about the channel is because you had so many things on your channel that I needed to unpack. I was like, well, let me see. Wait a minute. Wait, he doing what? Wait a minute. Then I go back and I'm like, because I had to try to figure out the channel because I saw the daily things. And then I was like, he live every day and he talk about this. And then he's like, I'm like, I don't even know. I said, I'm just going to flow with it. And so when I first asked you to do this interview, you just was like, okay. And I didn't, that was my second day being on your, you know, basically on your team, you know, just joining in. I'm like, oh, okay, I really don't know anything. I gotta get to know this brother. And the more I did, I'm telling you, that's why I was so excited for this interview, because he got a lot to unpack. All right. So we're gonna start going into, now we talked about your YouTube journey a little bit, about how long you've been on YouTube, a little bit what you do on YouTube. But let's just switch it up a little bit. You have created, because you are very creative. You started out, well, I don't know if you started out there, because I couldn't find where you started out, but I feel like you started out here. What inspired you to create your comics? So you have, I don't know if that's what you refer to them as, comics, but I was very intrigued by what I saw. And Jelly Bean Dream was the first one that I could find on the channel, from the going from the very beginning of what I could find for content. I saw where she first came into light. What was your inspiration for creating Jelly Bean Dream? And tell me about Jelly Bean Dream.
Most definitely, I appreciate you for asking on that. And yes, they are comics. As far as Jelly Bean Dream goes, is one of the series that I've created. I've since I was a kid, I've created several different series, but Jelly Bean Dream was this is the premier series that I created as an adult. Jelly Bean has been around for over 20 years now, since 2002 to be exact, and
Wow.
before YouTube. And so Jelly Bean Dream chronicles the adventures of a millennial woman named Jelly Bean Turner, who goes to different galaxies and dimensions when she is asleep. Ability called dreamscaping, And so the reason that I created Jelly Bean, because out of all of the characters I created before Jelly and since Jelly, what I wanted to showcase, me as a black man, I wanted to showcase women of color, saying, in in a main character role in science fiction / superhero books, because growing up, I didn't see a lot of what you would call, I guess, the awkward black girls or blurred girls, or girls of color into science fiction and whatnot. Me growing up, and and as I came of age, in my 20s on down, I started seeing, I wanted to show someone representing, that, very, very obscure, group that I didn't really know existed at the time. And then, over the decade, 15, 20 years since, I've seen it explode, meeting, women who are into, comics and this, that, and the third, women of color into that, because we were all in little pockets, because, back then the internet wasn't that big. So you didn't see a lot of people until the internet came about. And then, everybody started, finding each other, just like
Yes.
shout out to the Queen G22. Like she's on the West Coast in California, been a Ninja Turtle fan her whole life. You know what I'm saying? You would have never, people that you didn't know that was like into, the same type of crazy stuff that you was into. And, we all started converging on the internet, which is one of the great blessings of the internet, because you realize that, hey, you know, you ain't the only one. There are other people who like the stuff that you like, and this, that, and the third. You know, there are other, you know, saying people of color that like Star
Yes.
Wars, or you know, people who cater to, you know, who love and remember the 80s, you know, like Stranger Things being, you know, very popular because it was 80s based, not just because of the science fiction horror aspect of it, but the nostalgia act of it, of, you know, being in the 80s and this, that, and the third, and all of the stuff that's actually from the 80s, from Ghostbusters, Transformers, He-Man, Masters of the Universe, Thundercats, G.I. Joe, all of those things that we grew up with as 80s babies, 80s kids, and kids of the early 90s, you know, late into the late 90s, early 2000s, you know, those were all of that converged with me creating this character, and you know, bringing it up in the sense of, you know, like most comic books took place in New York or California. You know, it wasn't a lot of main character or, you know, comic book situations that took place in Atlanta, you know. And so
Mhm.
when I met other independent comic book creators as well, you know, I knew people who, you know, had characters, you know, based in their cities of Detroit, or, you know, people in Florida or New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? I started meeting all these other amazing independent creators. Shout outs to Afua Richardson, who is a young black woman who has worked with Marvel, DC. No, she hasn't worked with DC, if I'm not mistaken. Fool, if you ever watch this, let me know. But I know she worked with Marvel and she's worked with Image before. So an amazing, talented woman right there who is an artist, and so many other talents. Johnny Quest Gaming, for instance, my bro, who I've known since 1989. You know, we grew up reading and loving and drawing comic books, and the characters that we've created. Spectacular, a character that we co-created together. First issue coming out soon, about a young woman, a teenage girl who inherits the powers of a goddess. And so, you know, so yeah, that's coming out. Spectacular issue 1 coming soon. So, you know,
Amazing.
so those are the characters that we have, you know, out here that we are ready to showcase, you know, to the world. That's Jelly Bean Dream issue number 1, y'all. I wrote the first issue, and Johnny Quest Gaming, he did the amazing art on it. He was the only person that I wanted outside of myself to draw this book. So, you know,
Wow.
so he did a great job on that. And Dreamcatcher, this book right here, this is a one-shot book showcasing characters from the series Body Jumpers, created by Alex Fernandez. If y'all ever get a chance to watch Body Jumpers, there's a channel here on YouTube called Body Jumpers. Alex Fernandez, amazing dude from New York. He created
Wow.
this web series back in 2012 using real life actors to do these episodes of his characters. And so he, of course, eventually branched his characters into comic book form, drawn by Terrence Baker out in Florida. Shout out to Terrence Baker. And so
Shout out to Terrence.
this series, Body Jumpers and Jelly Bean Dream, we did a one shot together. We created the story together. I did the writing of the book, the art, the everything in it, the art, the letters, the inks, the colors, everything is yours truly, this guy right here. So most definitely an amazing one shot book right there of the characters from Jelly Bean Dream and Body Jumpers. And last but not least, or I should say first, this is the very first appearance of Jelly Bean Dream in published form. This is the Jelly Bean Dream anthology, which came out almost 10 years ago in 2015, this year. The cover was done by an amazing artist who has worked with Marvel before by the name of Anthony Piper. At the time, this was before he worked with Marvel, actually. He's the creator of a
Wow.
series called Trill League. And so it is an 80-page book showcasing amazing artists who lent their talents to showcasing art of Jelly and other characters from the Jelly Bean Dream universe. And so I created
Wow.
Jelly, just give a face to, as I said, what I didn't see at the time, a black woman main character, you know what I'm saying, who was
That's
doing her
awesome.
thing, not only in the here and now, in the real world, and the ATL in the city that she's from, as well as beyond the stars. And so, that's Jelly Bean Dream in a nutshell, along with also the Force, created by my bro Johnny Quest Gaming. This is his team of superheroes that is based here in Atlanta. Shout outs to my bro Johnny Quest
Wow.
Gaming, who created this series. Jimmy King, who lives in Nigeria, is the amazing artist of this series, issues 1 and 2. This is issue number 2 right here that just came out last year. An amazing series about a team of superpowered people who are tasked with bringing in other superpowered people who are threats, aka gene threats. And so, like we out here, UGI Studios, we out here. Shout outs to the whole team, Vincent Allen, who is the artist on Spectacular issue #1, David Tay, the amazing David Tay, who designed the logo for UGI Studios, and Jimmy King, who drew issues #1 and 2 of the Force, as well as our other pinups and
Wow.
with UGI Studios. And of course, as I mentioned, Johnny Quest Game co-founder along with myself, we just out here just making it do what it do. We just out here making it do what it do.
Yes, and this is awesome. Now I know y'all is feeling this because this brother not only doing his thing, he promoting others along with himself. But do y'all feel the passion? If y'all can feel the passion behind this brother, I want to see some fire in that chat. Light it up because I feel it. I feel it through the screen. I'm trying to tell you. I'm not
Hot like
BSing
fire.
him. I mean, I feel his passion. He know what he talking about. He ain't hesitated. He ain't stagnant on what he ain't nothing. He just got all the information. Anything that you ask him, he probably could tell you. So if you got some questions, please drop them in the chat. Positive Crash Out channel said Thundercats and Gems, the hologram were her two
Jim.
favorite shows.
Yeah, Jim
So
is a
you got some people out here really
man.
rocking with that. I'm rocking with it because you said you were looking at the positivity of the Black woman showing up in superhero type form.
Most definitely, because
And
like
then,
Storm been carrying it for 50 years, y'all. 50 years this year is the anniversary of Storm. Storm from the X-Men was created back in 1975. So
wow.
just to let y'all know, it's not just Storm out there. There you got other characters like Terrence Baker, who I mentioned earlier, who is the creator of the artist on the Body Jumpers comic books. He has a character called Pink Hammer, and she is amazing. She's like one of my favorite indie characters out there, where she got this power from outer space. She was chosen. It's like carries down from different women of culture throughout the ages since the ancient times in Egypt. And the person, they hold the power for like 50 years until they give it to someone else. And so the current holder is a survivor of Katrina. And so and she had the power embedded into her dad's hammer, and so that's why she calls herself the Pink Hammer. She becomes a more fashionable, more the version of herself that she always wanted to be, a taller Beyonce type looking woman, what I'm saying, with the long flowing hair and, bodacious body and whatnot. So Pink Hammer is an amazing series. She's super powered and all that stuff. So shout outs to Terrence Baker on that. I drew a picture of Pink Hammer a long time ago. Actually, I also have Pink Hammer. I drew her on episode 29, if I'm not mistaken, the GOAT 1408 TV. So y'all can check that episode out. Because I appreciate other artists. What I'm saying, I get geeked up when I see other people's stuff, and so it's amazing to see people's creations. Like I have a series also on my channel called Indie Comics Review, where I showcase different independent comic books, because Marvel and DC Image is like the third biggest publishing in the in the world, out under Marvel and DC. And so independent creators need their spotlight to show that, hey, like I say, it's more than just Marvel and DC out here, y'all. So so I do that as well. The most recent episode 25, I showcased Moon the Storyteller, who is an amazing writer, the creator of a series called Luna. She's currently on the second issue. Shout out to Moon the Storyteller doing her thing, and she's
Wow.
also a content creator here on YouTube as well, along with one of her friends. So we out here. And speaking of, we also have, me and Johnny Quest Gaming got our podcast series dedicated to all things pop culture, called the Nerd Strip Club, where we get nerdy and dirty. You dig?
I like it. Y'all heard that? Nerdy and dirty. Let's do it. All right, so I know y'all is enjoying this because I'm enjoying every moment of it. And I just want to say, with when I saw the sketch of actually, it was a little clip of Jelly Bean Dream, I was like, she looked like the Roundaway girl with the, like, she looked like the true sister. So I was like, I like her. I really do. I really do. And just so y'all know that he's showing you things that he has. He also has these same things on his channel. He has the links there where you can You can either download the information, have it that way electronically, or you can. I'm telling your stuff, but I
No,
saw
no,
it
you
myself.
tell it, you tell it.
Or you can actually purchase the hard copies if you want. But definitely, we want to support our families, especially our brothers and our sisters, our small businesses. Right now, I just want to go into something with my brother. So make sure y'all check him out. The link has been dropped. Thank you so much, Rooted in Essential Oils. Welcome in, Rooted. He came in the door working. I appreciate you,
Hey,
my brother. I do. I do. And thank you, Chip, for the super chat. I
are you
appreciate you.
locked
Are you
in?
locked in? Are you locked in? Let's go. Let's go. Um, Yep, Brandon got the hard copy. That's what I'm talking about. Who else we got
On the
coming in?
way,
Came in. Lala came in the door. Jared Talks is in here, and we
JT,
have
ATL.
I saw somebody else that popped in here. I'm sorry if I missed you. I like to try to acknowledge everyone. Ever since I had my interview with Anthony Holmes, I think it's just awesome how he wanted to make sure everybody felt welcomed into the place and
That
acknowledge it. I
part.
think that is a great way to go. So I'm trying to honor that information he gave me. I'm definitely implementing things as I go, right? So
Well, yeah, I
let's
mean,
go.
you see your evolution, and so like when people come into the chat, because that's why I love doing my live streams. Like for those that don't know, I have a live stream podcast series dedicated to this year, 2025, because this year it is time to thrive in 2025, and so I call it Live in 2025. So my theme all year is to thrive in 2025. That's what I've had on my daily vlog series since the year began, but also have been doing my live stream series called Live in 2025. Today is day 135 of the year, y'all, which means we got what, 230 days left in this year. So we got time to thrive this year, throughout this year. And so I want everybody to have that focus, that energy, that positive, mindset to push forth on everything that you want to accomplish this year in 2025, because it's the year to thrive, survive, and stay alive. You know what I'm saying? In 2025.
Absolutely.
And of course, what? It rhyme, right? It all
Yes.
rhyme. So
Thrive in 2025. We got two sayings. We're going to do our big one. It's 2025, y'all. We're going to do our
that
big
part,
ones. We're going to thrive and strive in 2025. Let's go.
that part, we in
Let's
there. We
go.
in
Let's
there. We in
go.
it to win it, baby. We in it to win it. That's what we own. That's what we own. What is your favorite color,
Absolutely.
Queen?
Orange.
Orange. All right. That's all I need to know.
Oh yeah, we get ready to address that, Brandon, in just a minute. Actually, matter of fact, I'm just gonna tap into it because I know y'all been paying attention. This brother has been on the numbers from the very beginning of this chat, right? From the very beginning of this chat, from the very beginning of me knowing him, I connected uh, with the goat myself. And I went over to his channel, and he said to me when he came over to my channel, which was days after, and he said, I was trying to wait for you to get to seven. I wanted to be your 777th subscriber. And I was like, he said, but I'm gonna go ahead and do 776 because I'm not gonna wait another day. So I was like, he into these numbers. I'm like, yes. I'm like, you understand? I'm into the numbers because who uses 22s, right? So think about that for a
Right.
minute. Just right.
22. Pew pew.
22, 22, 22. Everything is 22. All right. So now we notice that you count everything. Everything is logged by numbers, and I want to know, what is that connection for you? What is the connection to these numbers for you?
Well, I'm not a numerology expert, but but I am, it's something about numbers, and with numbers being, you know, uh, it's a infinite thing. Numbers are infinite, like numbers ain't never stopping. You know what I'm saying? Like we got 26 letters in the English alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we stuck at. You ain't nobody ain't coming up with no other letters. You feel me? As far as that go, I mean, I don't know. Somebody might one day, but I don't know, a letter like, but even still, you could even still you could create something like from any other letters to make that sound. Like what was that? CHU or chu? I don't know. But
Mhm.
numbers are infinite. You know what I'm saying? From zero to infinity, like it is they are infinite, and so numbers, I've always been fascinated with numbers, and I guess growing up in the '80s, especially, like I love Roman numerals as well, because growing up loving the Rocky series, what I'm saying, Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the Super Bowl, the Super Bowl uses Roman numerals as well, and so that was always a fascination of mine as far as just numbers go, and thinking about as a kid, like, okay, we're in the year whatever, like, and wondering, oh, I wonder what people were doing in the year zero, and and then, like, growing up hearing history, like Julius Caesar, was taken out March the 15th, 44 BC. Like, did they know that they were 44 years before Jesus? Like, like, hey, today's 44 years before, like, so stuff like that fascinated me in terms of historical reference and numbers and this, that, and the third, and when you sit up and think about the months, like Gil Scott Heron, the late great Gil Scott Heron, what I'm saying, broke this down back in the 70s, when people were just coming back to regarding, the months, as far as like July and August, were put in for Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar, and September
Talk
breaks
about
down
it.
number 7, October 8, November 9, December 10. So, everything is kind of crazy. Then you go back to when they created the Gregorian calendar and this, that, and the third, and thinking about the Ethiopian calendar the other day, like in Ethiopia, their calendar, like, we're in the year 2017 in Ethiopia. Like right now, like our Gregorian calendar is 8 years ahead of Ethiopia.
Wow.
Like, they're in 2017. So that means, I was born in 1972 as opposed to 1980, in Ethiopia. So
Wow.
funny, like it's
Are
currently
you, wait a minute,
2017.
wait. You now, you see, you notice my stuff. I don't know why you trying to go all fast. Now you got to back up and slow down just a bit. Just because I did learn something recently, because this actually lines up with that. Because I just learned something recently. Not only are the times of years flipped, but the years themselves are different according to different calendars, right?
Yeah.
So the seasons are different. So, like right now in Southwest Africa, it's winter, it's
Yeah.
fall or winter. It's one of the two. But where we are, where I'm at, it's spring. I
Right.
don't know about where you at, but where
Yeah.
I'm at, you in
Same.
ATL, it's spring there
Yeah.
too. It's
Hmm.
spring there too. You in ATL. So, so if that's the case, then is that why everything is flipped around? Because I'm that person trying to figure out, like, why is these things so different? Or is it because a lot of things have been changed and rearranged? Do you look at things like that or no?
It's a funny thing. Like, yeah, I definitely, because like, it's all in a matter of, like, remember, we are all energy as well. Not only are we physical right now, currently physical we
Mm-hmm.
are right now, but we're all, of course,
Matter.
energy as
Mhm.
well. Like, what I'm saying, if you got 100 people that believe in one thing, then that's their belief, what I'm saying, and then it grows exponentially, what I'm saying, from those 100 people, and they tell another 100, each of them tell another 100 people, and so then next thing you got 100,000 people who believe in that thing, and then a million, and 10 million, and so forth and so forth, what I'm saying, as far as like if everybody believes that Gold Peak tea is the best tea in the world, what I'm saying, then everybody's going to start catering to that and believing in that. So that's why,
Right.
it's a belief. Like, if you believe, if you understand that you are not just a child of God, but you're a piece of God, then what I'm saying, then you're gonna start recognizing the power that is in you, and the power to, of course, manifest greatness, which of course I speak on the channel, manifesting greatness, maintaining that greatness, and motivating others to be great. And so once you put that belief into facts, into everything, your whole being, then that's what it is. So that's why you got so many things crazy and flip. Like, you got some people talking about, oh, Nike is the best shoe, or some people talking about Adidas is the best shoe. So what breaks down us as these creatures, this human species, these humans that we are, what I'm saying, is the division. And so that, you know what I'm saying,
Mm.
I mean, you know, if we talking about, you know, numbers, that percentage of one, if you get my drift, loves to see the rest of that percentage of 99 broke down into all of these divisions. Because if that 99% says, you know what, last I checked, 99 is greater than one, so why aren't we band together to overthrow that one? You dig? But they all broke down. The 99 are broke down into all these little divisions. The 1% is strong and know what it takes to keep that 99% broken down, because they know when that
They
99%
keep the
comes
division in there.
together,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
a
Okay.
wrap.
Okay. Okay. And you know, when you use so when I think about when you say believe, one thing I don't believe anything only if I know, right? So I know that, you know, I may speak out of turn or out of place to some, but I know that I am God because ye all are gods, right? So we all fluctuate in that same way. Because I just said today, someone was saying that, you know, this is our temple. We need to keep our temple together and this and that. And I said, right. I said, because they said, because, you know, God, you gave us this temple. I said, God resides in this temple, right? And so, if that's the case, do you think he want to be in a dirty, unclean temple
Nope.
where you are just mistreating and you know, like I just like it just came to me like that, like you know, because God is in us, right? So you just spoke it again. I just wanted to say that because I just literally was on somebody's live and they said that, and I was like, look at that. So while I'm in this break right here at this very moment, I want to thank everybody for coming in.
My
I
girl
see
from
I
Kelly,
cherish. I see I
Joshua,
cherish church. Welcome in,
ICBN,
Shy Surreal. Thank you so much for the super
Shasara,
for
Shasara
Shy
online.
Sarai.
Yep.
Shy Sarai. Thank you so much
Hey,
for the super chat. I appreciate you, sis. And also Nisha, thank you so much for the super chat. And Des, thank you so much for the super chat. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all got me over here blushing. I'm trying not to respond every time y'all do, but y'all know y'all see my eyes go
you're right.
because it's
Blessings on
exciting.
blessings
It's
on
exciting.
blessings.
It's exciting. It's exciting. And I am
Blessings
very
on
humble and
blessings.
grateful for all of you in here tonight, not only those who have super chatted, but those who are here to support. Thank you for being here. And if you haven't connected with my brother, because this ain't about me, it's about him. But you know one thing about him that I have noticed, he is about everybody else. Because he just said it. He said, you know, he motivates everyone to be great, right? So I appreciate you, my brother. And if you haven't connected with this brother, if you've been feeling his vibe in here tonight, because he has been really throwing out a true vibe, I want you to go ahead and throw those fire emojis in the chat. Could somebody drop his I'm sorry. Can someone drop his channel link in the chat for me also, if you would? I appreciate it. This conversation is awesome. He is really breaking down some information and answering questions to things that I was trying to figure out. So, and I don't have
Hey,
to no longer wait. I can get the answer right here, right here. So,
revealed. We revealing, y'all. We revealing, dropping these gems, y'all. Dropping these gems. But I want y'all
absolutely,
to know something too.
absolutely.
Guess what? You a gem too. You a gem too. So understand that. Understand that y'all are gems as well. I cherish church network in the building. The God be the glory
Yes,
all day.
I
You
cherish
dig?
church. That's my
We out
sis.
here.
I love me some I cherish church.
So for
Now
those that
she really
wondering,
be
you know what I'm
talking.
saying, I'm currently sketching this right here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We in the making right now. So you know what I'm saying, when y'all see,
Y'all see that? Did y'all see
you
that?
know what I'm saying?
Who
So
is
you
that?
know what I'm saying? A little something, something, something. It's a little something, something, something.
Did y'all see that? Did y'all see it? Throw that fire up there. Come on. Now where y'all at? My fire throwers. Let's go. My flame throwers. Let's
Fire,
go.
fire,
Y'all see
fire,
that?
fire, fire, fire. Hey.
Y'all see that? This brother is a artist. Okay, so I did say that at the top that he is an artist. Now you said something earlier because I'm kind of bouncing all over the place, but you said something earlier about you've been doing this since you were a kid. A kid, you've been into creating
A whole
um,
tree.
comics, and so what was your very first comic
My
that you
very
did?
first comic, my first full-fledged comic book was my first character that I created called Nervy Man. And for those that know, Nervy, that is my nickname. And so he was basically a rip on Superman. He was basically a rip on Superman, whole power set and everything. But as I kept growing the character over the years, past my creation of him, his origins and power sets changed, and so y'all will be seeing him revealed finally in publication very soon as well. He is coming back, and so that was my very first series, and from there, so many other characters was created after him, heroes and villains, all of the such, in from the time I started creating my universe of characters up until 2002 with the creation of Jelly Bean Dream, which had been the majority of my focus at that point. With, of course, all of the other characters getting ready to follow suit, and so with him, like who didn't love Superman growing up? Superman as a kid, especially when
Right, that's what we knew.
like I mean, flight, super strength, you know what I'm saying? X-ray vision, supervision. I mean, Superman had everything pretty much super, especially if we talking about what they consider prime Superman prime, which is the golden age Superman, like back in the 50s and 60s. Like he used to twirl planets on his finger like a basketball. Like
Right,
that
exactly.
that was the level he was on back then. But they, of course, downgraded his powers a whole bunch since then. He can't do stuff like that no more. But back in the day, it was that comical, with his abilities, super hypnotism and all that. If y'all seen Superman 2, Superman 2, the movie Superman 2 that came out back in 1980, like when he kissed Lois at the end, he made her forget that he was Clark Kent. You know what I'm saying? He like took her memory when he kissed her. So that was, I was like, wait, what? Like, yeah, that's just how wild it was. Like, okay.
But you know what I felt like? I feel like today, because I didn't realize a lot of things. Superman was Superman, Wonder Woman was Wonder Woman, Spider-Man was Spider-Man. You get what I'm saying? But they actually more than that, right? So they
Mhm.
represent powers that we all possess within ourselves. We already
Exactly.
have these within ourselves, but I never knew this. So when I'm really into this. I'm into the superheroes on that level. So my son, anything that comes out, when it comes to any of the superhero movies, he's like, "Ma, you want to go see whatever?" And I'll be like, "Yeah," because he know I like to I dissect it on a different level. I sit there and go.
I can't
Some
wait to
people
see what
watch
you
it for
say
the
about this one
enjoyment, but I'll be
tomorrow.
like, "Oh, really? So, okay. Did y'all see how he did that? Like,
Hmm.
so two different levels. We just went and seen Thunderbolts, which was actually kind of funny. I kind of enjoyed it. I
It was
enjoyed it.
good. I definitely enjoyed Thunderbolts. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't. It was very neat, especially for Marvel. The MCU. Everybody talk about how the MCU's been pretty much like since Endgame, which came out back in 2019. But Thunderbolts, if y'all haven't seen Thunderbolts, if y'all was a fan of the MCU or the movies, before Endgame, leading up to Endgame, with Thanos.
Jay,
Now, hey, Vega Kings cooking and games. I see you. Definitely go check out Thunderbolts. I definitely recommend it. And of course, Sinners. If y'all haven't seen Sinners yet, go see Sinners. Go
and that's
see
all he gonna
Sinners.
say because I got a
Go.
review coming up on that, y'all.
Ooh, I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see that review. Yeah, yeah. Go
Oh
see
my
Sinners.
gosh. Oh my
Sinners
gosh.
was
Yes,
Sinners was
but please
being
go see those. They're good. They're good. I will say both of those were good. I went to see them back to back. I went one weekend and saw Thunderbolts, and then the next weekend we went to go see Sinners. So,
nice.
because I didn't think my son would have been into that. He was like, "Yeah, let's go." I'm like, "Okay," because that's my movie. That's my movie partner.
Well, you
So
didn't think he was in the Sinners?
I didn't think he would be. I didn't think so, but he was.
Michael
He was
B.
like
Jordan, you know what I'm saying? That Creed, that baby Creed, that Killmonger. Gotta go see that.
Killmonger, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the Killmonger. Yeah, Sinners was good, Kiss from Jay. Yes,
I've been
absolutely
drinking some
good.
okra water, y'all. For y'all that didn't know, I got
We
Put
get
some
ready to
more
talk
water
about
in it
that,
real quick.
y'all. We get ready to
I'm
talk
in it.
about that. We get ready to talk about that. We getting ready to go there because this brother be
Allison,
drinking
yeah.
some okra water. I know because someone asked earlier um was that cucumber water. I didn't respond on purpose, but now y'all know it's okra water.
And cucumber water, y'all, cucumber water is so freaking good. Like if you
Oh
haven't had
yeah, it
cucumber
is. I
water
got
before,
lemons in my water right now because I ain't had no cucumbers in the refrigerator. But
ooh,
yeah,
it's the
but
most
definitely.
refreshing water ever. Like
Mm-hmm.
that cucumber water
Okay.
is so
It was you. Was it you, Shy, that said that? I think it was Shy that asked that question.
Vegan Kings. I hate okra too, but now because of this, I can tolerate it. Like I did not
Did
eat. I didn't
Vegan
even
King
eat
say
okra
he hate
before.
okra? Where
Right?
he at? Where he at? I know he ain't say. Well, you know, I'm about to. I'm about to. I'm about to.
He said, "Don't get the name confused. I don't like everything."
I love okra. I love okra. I could put okra in anything. I definitely know I could drink that water.
Oh, that was
No
you that
problem.
asked that shot. I see you.
I haven't had any yet. I actually bought some okra to make me some okra water. So what you do? Just chop it up and put it
Yep.
in the water, clean
Yeah, I
it.
chop it up, and as y'all see, I just refilled it with some water. But usually, I will let it marinate for about a day before I got into it. But since it's already, already got that texture to it, you see, it already got the water. Just it still had all that good build up slime to it. So this is gonna be my last run with this okra. I got some more okra in the refrigerator. So after I drink this up, then I'm gonna put this with some kale and some mushrooms and cook it up. And as a matter of fact, I got a short on that on my channel where I was cooking the three together. It was good too. That was my first time trying to, because like I say, I did not like okra growing up, fried okra, none of that type
Oh
stuff.
no, I didn't like okra either growing up. But when I got to semi adult, I mean, I was in my 20s when I started appreciating it. Late 20s, definitely. I mean, where I could tolerate it. Like I actually wanted it on my collard greens because I saw my mama. That's how my mama would eat it, on her
Mm,
collard greens or in her with her cabbage. So that's what I wanted. I was like, oh, things that you remember as a kid, you kind of go back to as an adult and be like, it's a reason that they used to do what they used to do. So
exactly.
now,
And one thing I would say, shout outs to the adults, the parents back then who tried to, instill in us the good eating. Because my parents did the same things well, but when I got grown, I was just like, hey, I'm gonna eat what I want to eat, so to speak, or whatever like that. And but it wasn't necessarily because I wanted to, but it was just like, like when you didn't have time to prepare your own foods or whatnot like that, or take time to cook this, that, and third, keep yourself balanced. You know what I'm saying? That in itself, is detrimental. So for everybody out there, I say on to y'all, hey, make sure that you keep your diet balanced, y'all. Keep a balanced diet. And of course, back in the day they used to they butchered the term diet because people say I'm going on a diet. No, diet, the definition of diet, y'all, is what you eat. I mean, you could be on a diet of pound cakes and Twinkies and ice cream and whatnot.
that's
That's
diet.
still
That's
a
a
diet.
diet,
You know what
right?
I'm saying? So a healthy diet, a balanced diet is what y'all need to be on. You feel me? So keep it balanced. Otherwise, you're gonna pay for it when you get older, and then you're gonna be you're gonna be out there gonna asking big pharma for everything to just live. You feel me? So you understand. And shout outs to my sister who first introduced me to the concept of okra water last year. And so I tried it one time last year, and I was like, yeah, okay, but I didn't stay consistent with that. But this month I was like, this is the month of manifestation. Manifesting, may I manifest. And so I was like, hey, let me go ahead and stay on top of this. I got me some okra. I was like, hey, let's get it. Exactly. Lifestyle change, Mocha's moment. Not diet. Right. Diet.
Die.
Right.
T. Die. Die.
Diet. Right. Lifestyle change. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's on. Lifestyle. Miss
Keisha.
Judy yourself out to hey.
Ah, my sister. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome in, Keisha, Mocha Moments. Welcome in, Vegan Kings, and welcome in. I think I've spoke to you, I should say, Allison. But welcome in if I did not. And I definitely know we acknowledge. Oh, T's Journey is in the building. Welcome in, sis. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in, all of
And
you. If I missed you,
T,
come
yeah,
on
that's
in.
CT's journey. Hey. Oh, Vegans King said as a Haitian, this was forced on me all my life. I hate it. Oh Lord.
Oh wow.
Praying for you, praying for you. He was like, hey, that
I
see,
love me some
that's
okra
his
though.
reason for not liking okra. He was like, nope. I heard
Wait
that.
a minute. It say I do not, when Brit says she do not like, I don't like steamed okra. But I bet you a lot of people be like, oh, I eat that fried okra where it ain't got no value,
Right.
no value to it. All the
And
value
so,
gone when you get to frying it, okay?
right.
Um, but since we on this, we on talking about him speaking about his health journey and going in that direction. We're gonna go ahead and shift gears into that. Um, you heard him briefly mention that he almost died back in February 27th, 2020. He started, um, well, he found out that he was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And so I'm gonna let him tell you his story, because it's not my story to tell, but definitely it's something that needs to be shared. And I'm gonna let you go ahead and get into it, brother, and then we'll also talk about your series with that.
All right, y'all. So crazy time right here. 2020 started out, we was, y'all remember 2020, not that part of 2020, but the beginning. We was like, hey, we in a new decade, the 2020s, you know what I'm saying? And, everything was great. But then of course, January happened, Kobe, RIP to Kobe. And, you know, come around February. Now, for the first couple of weeks of February, I started feeling a little off, like first and foremost, my vision started messing with me. That was my first sign. But at this time I didn't know what it was. I'm thinking, I guess I'm finally getting old, you know what I'm saying? But I was just wondering why it was so rapidly my farsightedness, everything was so freaking blurry. Like my Michael Jackson poster when it used to be next to my door at my old condo, and I couldn't even see his face. His face was just blurry. That's how crazy it was. So I was like, man, what's going on with my vision? I was like, man, do I need glasses finally? Like, what is going on? I didn't know what was going on. I was like, and so come back around after Valentine's Day, and I started, feeling a little empty inside, a little empty, kind of like, like I was being hollowed out in a sense, kind of like dehydrated or whatnot. But I still didn't really know what was going on. I felt like my energy was low. I'm thinking maybe I'm catching the flu or something, because it was still wintertime. So I'm like, maybe I'm catching the flu or something. So February 27th come around, and I was just like really low on energy. I was really low on energy. My dad, he was getting ready to actually go out of town that day, but then he noticed that, and he was like, okay, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know, but yeah, like I'm cool, you know what I'm saying? I ain't, and then my cousin who was staying with us at the time, he was he noticed it as well. And so I went to the bathroom, and I just felt like really drained. And I was like pour some water on my back and whatnot. And then they was like, we need to go to the hospital. And so I was like, and my dad, who wasn't no hospital person, though, I don't, ain't never, really cared about, going to the hospital over little minute things. But the fact that he said it, I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and go. Let me go ahead and go. So we went to the hospital. I remember, I was just like enjoying the coolness of the window, because I had my head up against the car window, just enjoying the coolness, hitting me in the forehead and going through my body. And then we made it to the hospital doors. I got out, what I'm saying? As soon as I made it through the doors, my legs started giving out from up under me. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, what the like, what is going on? What
Mm-hmm.
is freaking going on? And then I just felt like I felt my whole body starting to shut down. I had grabbed hold of the wall to make my way over to the reception, because my legs had freaking stopped. Like I couldn't even move. So I started pulling myself over to the wall. My cousin, he went to go get a wheelchair, and I was, telling him my name, and then I felt my jaw dropping and my mouth slurring. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what is going on? Like, what is this? What is going on? Like, this ain't no type of no flu symptom. What is this going on? Like, I'm like, what is going on? And so, my cousin got the wheelchair. We wheeled to the next section. You know what I'm saying? I'm up here talking, you know what I'm saying? My mom, I instead of squirm, I ain't had no control of my jaw. Like I couldn't even, it was just dropped. Now in my head, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? Like what's going on?
Wow.
And so then they got me on the gurney, got my clothes all, I'm trying to, keep my nibbles all covered, you know what I'm saying? And whatnot. And so they, stuff, got some blood from him, and the doctor came back in and he said, you got type 2 diabetes. And I was like, huh? Like type 2 diabetes? Like what? Like diabetes? What? And so he said that my blood sugar was over 1,200. And so he said, yeah, if you ain't coming here tonight, if you ain't coming here when you did, you was gonna stroke up out of here. You was about to be dead tonight. And and so I was like, so they got my sugar down. I spent the next 6 days in the hospital from February 27th, 28th to 29th. That was leap year. So I spent leap year 2020 in the hospital. March the 1st, March the 2nd, and March the 3rd, I was down low enough, what I'm saying? I had lost, a good amount of, little weight and whatnot, what I'm saying? They were getting the fluids, getting my blood sugar down, and had me on the insulin and whatnot. And then they said, was educating me and schooling me because, diabetes to me was such a distant word, because my mom never had diabetes. My dad doesn't have diabetes, but his mom, she had diabetes. And I found out, during the course of this, my sister had just got diabetes the year before. And two of my aunts, they have diabetes, my dad's youngest two sisters. And so, this was stuff, that was so foreign to me because, nobody that was in my face didn't have this going on, And so it was just like, okay, what am I going to do now? So I got home March the 3rd. I was sitting there that whole day, what I'm saying? This was during the time, like, of course, just got home. And so I was like, okay, how am I going to handle this? This is why I have been thinking the past 6 days being in the hospital is sitting up here, just thinking back on all the stuff that led to this, thinking about the sweet tea that I used to make, which was so freaking good. But I used to call my sweet tea that I made because it was so dark and black and sweet. I used to call it liquid diabetes. And so, I sit up there and think about that and like,
That you manifested it.
I manifested it. And so I'm like, like some BS, but you know what though? I'm gonna make it do. I'm gonna make it do what it do. And so this is the time to, I was getting ready to approach 40, and being that I was 39, then at 39, as y'all know, I'm into numbers. 39 was always a detrimental number to me because growing up, I knew that was the age that Malcolm X was when he was taken out. That was the age that Martin Luther King Jr. was when he was taken out. And just the year before, in 2019, my friend was in a car accident a week before her 39th birthday, and she was in a coma and passed 9 days after her 39th birthday. Rest in peace to Marsha. So 39 to me was a detrimental age, and I was like, I mean, yeah, I want to get past 39. I want to go beyond 39 because 39 was always that age of death to me. You know what I'm saying? That's what 39 was at. Even though my parents, of course, both lived past 39. My dad's still alive now. Shout outs to my dad, the dude who is a big 7-0 now. My mom passed at the age of 64. Rest in peace to my mom. But it was like, 39 was always, because like I say, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., it was just like, I've always had 39 in my head, and so it was just like, got to get past this. And so day one, the next day, March the 4th, 2020, I recorded my first daily vlog, day one. And I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know if I was going to update, people weekly or, 2-3 times a day or whatever the case. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I knew one thing for certain. This was something that I was going to do each and every, I didn't know I was going to do it each and every day, but I wanted to remember this each and every day. I want to stay on task each and every day, because each and every day I'm living. Each and every day I'm living. And so however many days I do it because, I want to live these days. And like I tell people, there are people who was here yesterday that ain't here today, and there's somebody who's here today ain't gonna be here tomorrow, unfortunately. And so, each and every day that I'm alive, which I've had this phrase forever, live life till you die, but it became more poignant at that point. And so it's like, yeah, I gotta stay on task, because of course, yeah, one day we gonna die. I mean, that's inevitable. One day we
Right.
all gonna, check up out of here. But it's about how you check up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Don't be the reason you checked up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Don't abuse your temple, your body to the extent where, what I'm saying, is you about to check up out of here. And so that's what I came close to doing, of abusing my temple to the point of where I was about to check up out of here. You know what I'm saying? And me never smoked, don't do drugs, what I'm saying, don't barely drink alcohol, only celebratory occasion, champagne, wine, whatever, what I'm saying. But even still, I don't even really do it then. But it's like food, what I love, almost took me out. Food, and eating having an unbalanced diet almost took me out. Oh, I quit the sugar, you're sweet enough already. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so it's like, we out here to, do the good works. And so, yeah, it was definitely a wake up call, Nisha Antoinette, most definitely. And so, over the next years since 2020, so much crazy has happened. Shout outs to my niece who survived an attempt on her life back in 2022. Shout outs to my niece Paris, hashtag Paris Strong. You know what I'm saying? She got shot in the head, still here. You know what I'm saying? Back in 2022, still here. My sister's only baby, you know what I'm saying? Outside of her stepdaughter Jessica, shout out to my stepniece Jessica, aka Sunshine. But Paris, you know what I'm saying? She is one of the strongest women I know. And she grew up, knowing about my character Jelly. And so when I look at, think of my mom, think of my sister, think of my niece, think of my niece's daughter, her only daughter, because she got 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl, her daughter Dallas, whose birthday is this Saturday, May the 17th. Shout out to Dallas, aka Luke. She about to be 9 years old, y'all.
Happy birthday,
And
Dallas.
they also have a cameo in this book. I put them in this book as well, Dreamcatcher. And so you think about all of those things, man, all of those things that led you to the moment that you're at right now. For those who are watching, you know what I'm saying, those who are watching here in this moment, you know what I'm saying, whether you hear in the live chat or you watching this in the replay, way back in the playback, Maybach, you know what I'm saying, I want you to acknowledge who it is that you are, who it is that you want to be in this life. And honestly, there's only one answer to that: the best version of yourself. Don't try to be like somebody else. Don't try to be like Queen. Don't try to be like Slim Jim Longfoot. That's who I am, Coach Mean Ring. How you doing? Don't be like any of that. You dig? Don't be you. You know what I'm saying? That's why this platform, YouTube, was created, to showcase you, yourself. And whatever it is, whether you're on YouTube or not, you know what I'm saying, showcase you in every aspect of your life. Be true to you. Be true to you. And that's the best way to go about it. And so I knew I had to get myself back in order. You know what I'm saying? I had to get myself back in order to live this life. Otherwise I either be on tubes or I'll be dead, going keep on going that way. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely it's had its ups and downs, depending on circumstances, because y'all know food ain't cheap, especially healthy food. But at the same time, balance, y'all, balance. And so that's what we are on, you know what I'm saying, each and every day. And so tomorrow will be day 1900 of my daily vlog series, Diabetes and I. And so it's a celebration of continuing to be here, continuing to be happy to be alive, regardless of what I'm saying. Hey, I'm trans financial. For those that didn't know, I am trans financial. I identify as a billionaire. So yeah, that's how I identify. And so you want to have that mindset, that billionaire mindset, that you are continuing to just be amazing in your life, be great. Like, don't wait. I mean, like, we can all be miserable, like, oh man, I ain't got enough money to pay the bill, but what is that going to do? All that's going to do is stress you out. And stress is one of the number one killers. Stress can do everything to your body. You know what I'm saying? You can be the most healthiest person, but if you stress out straight for a week, guess what? You probably gonna be dead before that week over. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't let stress be the killer. Don't let, bad habits be the killer. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's wild out here. And so I want you to just be the best. That's why each and every day I speak on manifesting greatness, maintaining greatness, and motivating others to be great on that
Yes.
spiritual level, on that emotional level, on that mental level, on that physical
Come
level, on
on,
that
brother.
level.
Come
That's how we do
on. Come
it. You feel me?
on. Y'all
That's how we
know
do
what?
it.
I feel like getting up and shouting in this boy. Boy.
Hallelujah! Get it. You feel me? Don't be scared. Be prepared. Get it. Get it. Get it.
Yes, I'm on. This is man, my brother. See, I knew what I was in for. Y'all just didn't know what y'all was in for. That's all. Because I've been over there with the brother. And I was like,
I see you, Brandon. You awesome too, bro. Brandon of Palm Beach. I see you, man.
yes. Slim, you awesome. We just gonna read a couple of the comments. It says, yes, you have to speak that into existence. Daily vlogs too. Oh, you are my people. Yes. Look, did you just hear the date that he was on? The number. Did you hear the number? 1900 tomorrow. 1900. Not to mention
Crazy.
the lives and all of the daily diabetes and he has so many different things that he does, and he getting it out there every day, y'all. And he telling you that he is trans financial. He identified as a billionaire. Okay. Cheers with the okra water. Did y'all peep he was drinking okra water? See, he changed his life. So y'all should tap in and definitely look at yes, coach. Consistency is the T, and 100 on that.
Yeah,
100%. I definitely agree with that 100%. Because every time I do something consistently, I get a great outcome. And the funny part about that is we can all do that and be consistent and even get results. And sometimes when we quit, because I know I'm gonna tell you about a person that talk about when you quit, the way that you stay consistent is you just never stop. Because
that part.
consistency is not stopping. So you can't say, oh, I was consistent. You might say I was consistent, but you can't say that I am consistent and you quit. If you
That
quit,
part.
you're not consistent. So, and that person is Coach Mean Ring. She say it all the time. I always say, people be talking about they backsliding. Oh, I backsliding, or there she go. That's what she say. She stopped
Stop
stopping.
stopping.
That's
Stop
it.
stopping. That part.
Stop stopping. That's what I'm talking about. See,
Stop
that's what I'm
stopping.
talking
Quit
about right
quitting.
there.
You dig.
Yep. And so make sure y'all tap into this brother. I know y'all having a great time in the chat. I know y'all loving this conversation because I am. This is something I've been waiting for. I appreciate y'all all being here. Make sure y'all drop me some fire emojis to connect with this brother here. Someone please, if anybody that's dropped his link before, still in the chat, please drop it again for me if you don't mind.
Shout out to Ushana Success. I see she live. For those that don't know her, she be live every Monday through
Yes, she is.
Friday. At 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that creators community that she has, that content creator community, 1K plus. So if y'all ain't hit 1K yet, you know what I'm saying, most definitely make sure y'all tune in and tap in. Even me, you know what I'm saying, even though I'm beyond 1K, she be dropping nuggets that, you know what I'm saying, I still be learning some things, you know what I'm saying, some stuff and things, because each and every day is a day to learn, y'all, because guess what? Tomorrow is May 16th. We don't live on May 16th before, but you don't know what May 16th tomorrow, May 16th, 2025 gonna bring outside of Janet Jackson's 59th birthday. Shout out to Miss Jackson. But yeah, but yeah, you don't know what tomorrow gonna bring, other than manifesting a most great day. And you know what I'm saying, I hope that everybody who is in here everybody who is in the live, everybody that's gonna watch this on the replay, you know what I'm saying, that y'all are getting some good vibes from this, you know what I'm saying, that you know that you are in the most amazing place, not only, you know, here on this channel, watching this live stream, watching this video, you know what I'm saying, but in your life, you know what I'm saying. I want you to know that you are in a great place in your life, because guess what, first and foremost, you alive. You are alive. I know at this point in your life, you done been through some things where shoot, you could have been unalive. You feel me? But guess what? You still here. You still here because you took heed to your higher self. You took heed to your spirit to say, hey, you know what I'm saying? We out here. EOTO, each one teach one. You feel me? That's how we got to do. We got to keep on pushing forth on that. You got to keep on pushing forth on that. High energy, high vibrations, you know what I'm saying, is what's going to help us go forward in this life. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going backwards. We ain't got no time machine to go backwards. You know, if it was up to me, I would go back to the 80s. But you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the 80s wasn't all peaches and cream. You know what I'm saying? So what we do with the knowledge of, you know, that nostalgic knowledge, you know, those good vibes that we've had of yesteryear, the good times that we've had with people who are still here or no longer here, you know what I'm saying? We got to push that forth, that great energy forth. Like my mom was an amazing young woman, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my mama, Louisa, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my dad, Nars. They would have been married 45 years this year, you know what I'm saying? Married on Valentine's Day. And so, you know, this is this life, you know, that the lives that they lived, you know, and still living, you know what I'm saying, is worth mentioning, because you know what I'm saying, we are all in this time pocket. Because I was just thinking about this the other day. As a matter of fact, I was on MJ Fangirl. She's a content creator here on YouTube who is a big Michael Jackson fan, but she was they have made a great video today talking about, is it too late to become a Michael Jackson fan? And you know, that was one of the silliest. It was such a silly question, because in the sense, it's like, you know, it's never too late to, of course, appreciate real music, because you know, Michael Jackson was the king of pop, and you know, people 100 years from now not gonna be in the same lifetime as Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? So you know, people consider that like, oh well, you know, you weren't around when he had an afro. Like, well, you know, 100 years from now, nobody ain't gonna be around when he had an afro. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you know, so it's like, you know, there's no end game to getting into something like, you know, the Renaissance artists of 500 plus years ago, Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, you know, the Ninja Turtles. So, you know, you can appreciate those artists from now, from 500 years ago to now. You know, anything else, music from 300 years ago, Mozart and Beethoven, you know what I'm saying? You can appreciate that music if you listen to it, you know, and even music of today, like not all music today, but you know, but at the sense, you know, like I put it like this, like I didn't appreciate Post Malone that much when he first came on the scene, but after hearing, you know what I'm saying, I see you guys, but after seeing, definitely check him out. You know, when I first seen him, he tripped me out, because I was like, why Shia LaBeouf got all these tats on him now? You know, he looked just like the actor Shia LaBeouf with a whole bunch of tattoos on him now. But Post Malone, he's got some good music. He's got some good music. He's a trippy dude, but you know what I'm saying? He got some good music. Like now he's on his country kick now, kind of like how when Pink started out on R&B, and then she started doing rock, and you know, so he started out with rapping, so now he's kind of doing country now or whatnot like that. And so that's what she said. Like I say, I told my kids Beyonce created the Renaissance. Hey, I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. So yeah, it's just all about being on task with what it is that you enjoy, being on task with what it is that you want to do in this life, y'all. And so Tabernacle.
What you want to do. Y'all hear that? I think this brother should be a motivational. Hold on.
Speaking of motivational speakers, shout out to Elevate with Vern, one of my favorite content creators on YouTube, based out of New York. She's actually doing a meet and greet in my city. She's on her way to Atlanta for the very first time doing a meet and greet in my city. So shout out to Elevate with Vern, whose birthday is on May 19th. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Happy solar return to the sister or brother.
Most definitely. But between her and other content creators who have been doing their things, such as Tuber Chat, Kevin K, if y'all don't know him, to Shayla.
Oh yeah, love Tuber Chat.
Yeah, most definitely. Luciana Success, as I mentioned earlier, so many other
Absolutely.
Queen's Alchemy, you know what I'm saying, who is out here, you know, spreading the good word, you know, showcasing others, you know what I'm saying. When you showcase others, you truly showcase yourself, you know what I'm saying, who it is that you are.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because you open up different facets. Like, you know, this person who you're showcasing might be doing something that you love to do, but may not have the time to do, or this, that, and the third, or you know what I'm saying? It's all the resonation of the energies, you know, converging together. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you locked in, you know what I'm saying? You locked in. Yeah, you can wiggle and move around and you can separate. But when you locked in, you locked in. And so it's like, yeah,
Ah,
saying
y'all hear that? You locked in. You locked in. Can I get a hashtag? Are you locked in the chat? Let's go.
boom, 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 boom. You did. And that's why I call everybody, the people who subscribe to me or follow me on whatever social medias I'm on. I don't call y'all subscribers or followers. Y'all are citizens of the GOAT Nation. Y'all are citizens of the GOAT Nation because we are manifestors of greatness. We are citizens. We are all goats. We are all great. And that's what you are. You're citizens of the GOAT Nation. This is the nation that you are part of. You are a nation of goats. And so that's what we
Yes.
be on, man. That's what we be on. Nikki P, I see you. Nikki P Chi Town, who has an amazing, for those that are on Facebook, Nikki P has an amazing group, YouTube collaboration and support group, you know what I'm saying, where, you know, other content
Oh,
creators are locked in, you know what I'm saying, they help each other with they playlists, watch videos and such. Shout outs to Nikki P vlogs, you know what I'm saying,
oh,
be
we're
doing
gonna have to
the
connect
thing
with Nikki P.
most
Nikki
definitely.
P, we gonna connect. If me and you not connected, we connected now.
Most definitely. Vloggy vlogs. She be doing them
We's
vloggy
family
vlogs,
now.
y'all. You did.
We's family now, Nikki. We family.
Hey, that part. Naima Bennett. Shout outs to Naima Bennett. Shout outs to the Curtis York. Shout outs to the Wonder Crew. Shout outs to DeAndre Dobbs, the show. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they be out here doing their thing, man. And so, you know, it's an amazing thing. Plus, you know, me, I love watching reacting blogs too, because you know, I watch, you know, a lot of shows, you know, whether it be anime, sci-fi, you know, this, that, and the third. And I love watching reactor vlogs here on YouTube as well. Blind Waves, your boy Roshi, Married to the Real, so many that not even be able to name right now, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I know, right? Yeah, you ain't lying, Coach. Nikki and Naima, they be doing their thing, editing beats out here. You know what I'm saying? Nikki people out every time I watch a video, like it's definitely a production. It's definitely a production, and you know what I'm saying. Her editing skills is freaking amazing. They be chef's kiss on that thing. So
Nikki, drop AQN in the chat. Would you drop
hey,
AQ in the chat so they can connect with you here on those that don't have a wrench can connect with you? Could you drop AQ in? It's gonna drop your link.
that part.
100%.
AQN, baby. See what I'm saying? See how Queen be on it. Queen be on it, y'all. Y'all better know it. She be on it.
AQN stands for African Queen Noreen. I am she. I am
She
she.
is she and she is she. Speaking of,
I
I was
am
gonna say
she.
she is her and her is she. And
Yes.
but shout outs to her. I saw her perform a couple of years back. Her is an amazing freaking artist. That's what I mean by, you know, new
You
artists
know
that are out.
so much
Her,
about
her,
everything. When is
her.
hers birthday?
I know it's in July. That much I
Okay.
remember. I can't
Because
remember the exact
if
date.
you could have dropped that, I was gonna be like, wait
I
a
can't
minute.
remember the exact date, but I actually did a sketch of her for her you know, on my channel for her 25th birthday, which was a few years back because she was born in what 97. So but what it's in July. I can't remember it off the top of my head. Now Janet, I ain't never forgetting Janet Jackson's birthday. That May 16th. That's tomorrow. So I know Janet. Hey, that's
Janet.
Miss Jackson as I call her. You
Oh,
know?
if y'all don't mind, I know he not watching, probably his mama not watching either, but today is my grand prince birthday. So happy
Hey,
solar return to you, legend. Happy second solar return to you, legend. So if you ever watch this, which I don't know that you will, but I said happy solar return. Every
well,
time
you
he see
better
me
watch it,
on the
legend. When
TV,
you
he
get
go, "That's
grown,
my grandma."
hey, legend. When you see this in the future, look at this legend that's in your family right here. Look at this YouTube legend that's in your family right here. You know what I'm saying? When you are old enough to comprehend what's going on, you know what I'm saying? Let's see, you 2 today, so that means what 16 more years from now you're gonna be 18. So that's what year we in? That's gonna be what 2041. Jesus. Ugh, ugh,
What
ugh.
you just In 16 years, it's gonna be 2041.
don't
You sure?
right. Don't that make you feel like, wait, what?
You sure? It's
Yeah.
2025. That's
Yeah.
35. Oh, that is 41. Oh.
All right. You
What
like
the world? Did y'all?
you like, wait, hold on now. It was just 2000 yesterday. Like
I am so confused. I am
right,
so
right. The
confused. That is
2010s
not.
threw us off, y'all. The 2010s threw us off. Like, yo, last I checked 5 years ago was now 99, but you know, they tell me it was 26 freaking years ago now. Like, what? Like,
Time
I
be
blame it on some of
moving.
these celebrities that still look like how they looked 30 years ago. Angela Bassett, Halle Berry talking about y'all. Y'all ain't aged in about 30 years. Lenny Kravitz, this man 60, almost 61 years old, look like he daggone 22. You know what I'm
That's
saying? Y'all
because
seen Lenny
that's
Kravitz,
because
man?
that's
The man washboard, like that's goals right there. Like, man, like, wait, like, what? Like
exactly, Coach.
my niece's son about to
1997.
be 18 this year. Like what? Her oldest son about to be 18. Her
Yeah,
second
my
oldest
nephew about to be 18. I mean, it's too much for me because I'm just like when they start telling me people age, I kind of like because
like what?
I don't really count age. Like I don't
No.
count my age because
Yeah,
when you put an age on something, like you like numbers. Numbers
yeah,
is beautiful. I
yeah,
love
see,
numbers too.
me too, but
But
age
I
age
don't
is
clock
the
I don't
thing.
clock my age. As they be like, clock it. I don't clock my age.
Yeah.
I don't clock my age
Like the late great
because
Aaliyah said,
it has
it was
expectations to it.
questionable for her to say that, saying of course age ain't nothing but a number, and number ain't nothing but a thing. You feel me? But you know what I'm saying? But it's that's the truth though. It's the truth though. And when you sit up and think about, man, it's been this year be 24 years since Aaliyah been gone, and she was only 22. It's like, dang, you start thinking like, hold on. What's going on? Time
Dang.
flying too quick for you, boy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sweet Juicy. You understand me? That's her phrase. You
Yes, yes.
understand me?
Juicy
You
in the
dig?
house. And he is about them numbers. And that's what I'm telling you. He caught my attention off the top when he said I wanted to be 777. I said, oh yeah. Okay, I said you my people. I said no questions asked. You my people. Ain't no other reason for me to even check any further.
That part, coach.
You start
And
speaking
it is
numbers
true.
to me,
Age is
I'm in there because I love some numbers. People understand. Some of the people that rock with me understand. Like I do these 22s because that's me. All day. I've been
22.
seeing the number. I've been seeing my birthday since 2015, everywhere. I don't care what it is, in all kinds of forms, license plates, time, just numbers, random things on receipts, just like on here, like constantly this number been flipping into 22, 22 as how many people been in this chat. But you ain't got to stay at 22. You could go to 222 number. We could do that too. We
Right.
could go to
You know what I'm saying?
222.
Go to triple two, y'all. Go
Or
to
we could,
triple two.
or we
You
could
feel
go
me?
to 2,222. We could do that too. We
That
could do that.
part, that part, that
Yes.
part, that part.
Yeah.
All twos, none but twos. Speaking
Absolutely.
of, what did y'all do on Tuesday back in 2022? Y'all remember Tuesday? That was February that was
It was
February the 22nd,
second
2022. That was
22
on a Tuesday. So that
Tuesday.
was
It
literally
sure was.
Tuesday that year.
I remember. I remember. I remember.
I know, I
I
know you.
know.
I know you
I was
wild that
all
year. You
over
like,
it. I was so excited. I didn't know what to do. I just was like, I felt so much energy. It was for me. I felt like it was for me. Like it was for
right,
me. And
like it
I
was meant for you
literally
to see
knew it
that.
was time for me to sit still. I did so many, I call them rituals, right? So I put together so many things. I manifested some things, I thought about things in different lights, that was amazing. Tuesday, 2 2 2 2 2.
Right.
Yes. Yes,
And
sir.
it's funny, mentioning of course 22 because my sister, her birthday is on the 22nd, August the 22nd, 8/22. So shout out to my sis.
Shout out to your sister. I'm 622. My daddy 922. My granddaughter 1222. My niece is 422. And I could go on and on and on.
Yeah,
To the break of dawn.
big sis of YouTube, man. Yeah, 8/22. Shout out.
Let's
Latanya
go.
Porter,
And
we
if
see
and
you.
if I cherish church is still in here, that's what I know about them twos. Because she was like, "What you know about them twos?"
That part. Twos, baby, they lock in, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it takes two to make one or if you lucky, you might make 2 or 3 or 4. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how many daggone eggs and tadpoles connect. You know, so
Lala, your birthday 10/22.
word.
I'm telling you, I'm so connected to Lala, my sister from another, level. I call it a whole nother dimension. Cause she just like that. I'm locked in with her 100%. If her birthday 10/22, she's saying yes.
Yeah, she said 10/22. All right, and Brandon, he 12/22.
Oh my goodness. Brandon, your birthday 12/22. Y'all better quit playing with me. Cause Brandon is good people.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
He
he
be
is.
showing up and he have information. He done help me with my garden. I mean, like what? Oh my gosh. That's my granddaughter birthday.
Hey,
12/22. That's
my
Legends
birthday is 2 days
Legends
after
put me
his,
12/22.
and my
Yeah.
birthday 2 days after his.
Wow. And your birthday is 12/24?
Mm-hmm.
So you two, 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 two. You break down that 4?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. I am mind blown. Y'all know. See, he into the
My
numbers. I'm really
blown.
into the numbers too, y'all. I'm into the numbers too. But watch this. We get ready to talk about some other numbers real quick, and then we gonna wrap this up because we didn't touch on everything, but we talking for a long time. But I love it. If
Hey,
y'all want to stay and talk, we can talk. I don't mind it at all. However, I want to talk about this. I
yes,
remember
man.
when I came over to your channel, you were celebrating 5,000 subscribers. Yes, he is at 5K subscribers when I met him. And in less than a week, he was celebrating his 6K subscribers. Can you tell me how? First of all, congratulations. But can
Thank you,
you
thank
tell
you,
me
thank you, thank
how it felt to go in 1 week? And if that was your first time ever experiencing, because I experienced it with you, and I was mind blown. How did it feel? If you never experienced it, if you have experienced it, how did it feel the first time you did?
you. The first time that it happened was back in 2021, summer of 2021, when it was I had hit 1,000 in 2020 at the end of 2020, and so the summer of 2021, I had dropped a video on my channel, and it did great. It did freaking great, and it took me from I was around, I think probably like I had just hit over like 14. I did my 1408 free art party, so I had hit over 1,400 subscribers. And so in after I had dropped that video, I went from 1,400 and shot up to 2,000. So that was like about 600 plus subscribers at that time, and to that me that was big, which is still big. You know what I'm saying? When you can
Yeah,
hit
that's
like that
big.
in a
That's
week, you know what
big.
I'm saying? That's freaking amazing. So that was amazing. And so I stayed in the 2000s up until earlier this year when I hit 3,000. Back around January when I had dropped another big viewed video on my channel. And so in that time, in between that time of hitting 3K earlier this year, as I told y'all, my theme this year was to thrive in 2025. And so I really wanted to focus on my channel, get my channel back monetized, because I was monetized first in 2021 and got demonetized in 2022. So, and at that time I didn't really care, because my focus on that time was helping my sister out with my niece who had just recently been shot. And so in the 3 years leading up to me getting demonetized, and leading to this year where I was like, okay, let me start putting some time back in on my channel after I got my channel decluttered from any videos that may have been copyright, like music or this, that, and the third off my channel, and this, that, and the third. And so I was like, okay, let me get back to the basics. And so I had uploaded this video that I actually found on Instagram. And I had put my stank on it and whatnot like that, and I was like, okay, cool. And so that's what got me up to 3,000. And so over over that time, I met some amazing content creators such as Latanya Walker, who just hit 2K subscribers. Tierra B Naturally, who's almost at 5,000 right now, and this was when I got locked in with the creators community with Shauna Success, and therefore, so and to Shayla, so I've come across some amazing content creators here in 2025, which I thought was great for my theme, not just my theme, but just overall lifestyle of just thriving this year, especially because it rhymed, thrive in 2025, even with you, Queen, me and you this year, which was amazing. You know what I'm saying? I can't even remember, like, because I saw your comment. You had commented on my video, and then I checked out your channel. I was like, oh yeah, I dig her vibe already. Then I saw where you was at on your number. I was like, dang, like, and I was like, I want to wait till somebody hurry up, be 776 so I can be 777. But then I was like, bump it. Let me just go ahead. Hey, let her know. I was trying to be 777, but hey, here we go. We locked in now. So that's what it is. And so, checked out your channel and saw your vibes, caught your lives and everything. So I was like, yeah, what I'm saying? She's freaking awesome. And so it's last month, of course, in April was the 20th anniversary of YouTube. And so I was trying to manifest on how to celebrate that, how to do it big, because, I was going to do a live stream about, where we going from here, regarding YouTube and this platform, this website, whatever you want to call it. And, this thing and third, just celebrating. It's been 20 years since YouTube, which YouTube, April the 25th, April the 23rd, 2005 was the first upload of YouTube, which happened to be my late brother-in-law's birthday, April 23rd. And so I was trying to think of something to do. And so I always come across different videos on how to do this Deck and the Third on YouTube, and I came across this one guy whose name it's on a video on my channel. I'm sorry, I can't remember it right now, but he came up, he said this idea to go check out one of your videos that wasn't doing well and re-upload it, change the title, re-upload it, and see if it gets numbers that way. And I decided to do the opposite. I decided to take the video that I had numbers on, that was my biggest video, and I re-uploaded it. And so that it freaking took off. And so it shot me, as I told you earlier, I was doing my episode of Indie Comics Review. That was on the 25th. That was on 4/25/25. That was on April the 25th when I did Indie Comics Review episode 25 on 4/25/25 that Friday. And so I had just celebrated, being at 3,800 earlier that day. And after I finished doing that interview, doing that episode, I looked at my account and that month was over 4,000. I was like, oh crap. So, I love celebrating because I celebrate y'all. I celebrate those who are subscribed to me, my citizens on the channel. And so as soon as I saw that number, I was like, okay, I gotta go live again because we just hit 4K, y'all. We just hit 4K. So that Friday we celebrated 4K, on Friday the 25th. And then 2 days later on that Sunday, we was at 5K. And I was like, okay, we celebrating again. Wow. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we celebrating again. Let's get it. Like from Friday to Sunday, from 4K to 5K. I was like, okay, we're gonna celebrate again. Let's get it. And then 3 days after that, we was at 6K. I was like, all right.
Was that 3 days? Okay, I didn't even realize. I literally was. I tapped in at the end of your 5K celebration, and then I came back and watched the replay. I just had finished it up, and it seemed like maybe I was over there on your channel because I see you live every day. I'm at work. Matter of fact, I'm at work every day you go live. So when you hear me and you see me, I tap in, I say something, I don't say nothing else. That's because I'm on plantation.
Well, okay? I'm in the house at mine. You know what I'm saying? I call mine the housework. I'm the house Negro at my job. So.
Oh yeah, I'm on the plantation in the house. I work from home the house. But I was there, like, and I'm in your background, so I'm looking. I'm like, what? I said, wait a minute. Did he say something about, I don't know what I'm going to do for my 6K, such and such? And I was like, but didn't we just do a 5K? And so I went to look at the number of the subscribers, like, He is over 6K. I mean, matter of fact, just before, I mean, as a blink of an eye. And I just had Miss Do It Yourself on here Tuesday, who overnight got 100 subscribers. Just like went to bed, woke up, and there was 100 subscribers. Like they were pushing to get her to 400, and we were on live, and I was just talking. And I was like, "How does it feel to me?" I was like, "Congratulations on your 400 subscribers and whatever." And something happened, and I ended up saying, "I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Was we trying to get you to 400 or 500?" She was like 400. I was like, "That was yesterday. You got over 500." She had like 520 something subscribers at that time. I was like, "Hecky no." I'm like, "I don't know." I was like, "I don't know what's going on, but I like it." I like it. But you know, that was a great idea. That was a great idea to take that video and use the one that. So what did you do? You just deleted the other one and just put the other.
I made what you do, you don't delete your other video. What you do is you just make it private. You just make it private. So I mean, if it's up to you if you want to delete it.
Is it going to consider duplicate?
That's the thing. That's why you change up the title. You change up the title and all of your different stuff as far as like your tags or whatnot like that. So it's up to you. You can keep it on your channel if you want to, but I personally won't recommend it, just in case, you don't want it to pop up as quote unquote a duplicate. But I mean, you make it private, what I'm saying? Like you don't keep it on your channel, so you can make it private or unlisted. What I'm saying? You have those three options to either make it private, unlisted, or just delete it, after you, re-upload it and, boom, you got, and once again, like I say, different title, what I'm saying? You hook it up with different title, this, that, and the third, what I'm saying? Different tags, this, so it's fresh. It's fresh and out the oven for you.
Right. Okay. Now, what I want to say to everybody, I want y'all to peep this, okay? I just told y'all this brother. I waited for last to the end of this. Look.
Hey, there she go. There she go. There she go.
Hey. Who is that? Who is that?
That be Queen Noreen.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Now, I waited to the end, towards the end, to mention about how many subscribers he had and all of that intentionally, just so y'all could see that who he was before you saw what he had going on this channel. Because sometimes people judge people by the amount of subscribers they have.
How many subscribers you got?
Right. They don't think that, because sometimes I'm gonna tell you, I do get intimidated if I'm on a live with somebody and people are connecting or whatever, and I go to their live. Even if I like the content, I may just leave like a general comment. I may not even tell them where I'm from because I'm like, they ain't gonna even look at it. They got all these subscribers and people. They ain't gonna even know me from the man on the moon, right? So, but I get intimidated, so I stopped doing that. But I used to feel like that when I first started. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, they got 6,000 subscribers. Why would I say anything to them, or why would I? That's not true. It's not true. Just so I want y'all to understand that this is why I waited till now to bring up how many subscribers he had, because some people are intimidated. I remember when Kiss from Jay had, and I'm not gonna mention names because I don't remember who said it, but I remember people saying it. She had Lunar Dream on her channel as an interview, and she had 10K subscribers, and it was like, well, she got that many subscribers. I'm not interested in subscribing. She don't need my subscription.
Right.
But it ain't about that, because even though she got 10K subscribers, and she's new, she's brand new. She's less than a year on YouTube.
Wow.
Because that's my point. So she's still learning. You get what I'm saying? Even though she got those subscribers, I mean, it was a streak, right? It was something that got her to that number, and she's still doing what she do, but she's still learning. So, and she's still trying to, grow. So why would we distance ourselves from somebody trying to grow regardless of the amount of subscribers they got?
Exactly.
Lashana Success is a perfect example of that. You talked about her earlier. That's actually how you and I connected. She had you on there. She shouted you out. You know how she do her shout out on the day, right? She shouted you out. You was in the chat. You had all of this energy in the chat. So I clicked on your name and I looked and I said, oh, okay. Because I always end up catching hers after the fact, because most times we go live, like I'm here, we live, she was live, I was live. Or I'm doing something else because in the evenings, typically I take care of my mother. So I'm doing
Right.
so. I go to catch her replays. When I catch her live, I'll be excited because I can actually get in there and say something in the chat, and she say something back. But for the most part, I'm on the replays on for
Right.
Lashana with Success, and she gave me some great advice that actually worked. And I got a lot of advice from people. So when you saw my numbers jump like they did, I got so much advice from so many people. That's how it happened. Because I mean, I literally was stuck. I was
And,
stuck. I was
and
stuck at
that's the blessing.
700, and I was stuck at 795 subscribers. I was stuck there. I mean, stuck. It kept on going 797, 796, then it goes 795, and then 790. I was like, really? Can we get out of this? Can I get these few to give me the 800? Just give me the 800. Before I knew it, I was in the 900s. I was like,
Trust me, I understand you because right before I had that surge on my channel, you know what I'm saying, for over a week, I was at the same number, and then one day it dropped. And so I was just like, it dropped. Like I was at the same number for over a week, and then I looked in one day, and then I saw one left. And but me being here as far as a vegan of mine, like, it's like K Sarah Sarah. It is what it is. I know people gonna drop, people gonna come, people gonna whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, of course, to just stay consistent and also to manifest what it is you want, because I knew that I didn't know how, I didn't know what was gonna make it pop off and grow, but I knew I was gonna make it grow some type of way. You know what I'm saying? And you can look at all the videos that will that will of course feed that fire. And so then one day it'll just be one thing, and then you're like, okay, let me just do this. It might be saying a quick video that you do, a 3-minute video talking about just, hey, y'all have a great day today, and then that video end up blowing up, probably get like 10 million views, and you'd be like, what? Yeah, and for anybody that's watching, you know what I'm saying, feel free to take that, you know what I'm saying, because there's room here for everybody, because there are people here that are here on YouTube that's been on YouTube almost as long as me, that I still don't know. It's not like we know everybody on YouTube. YouTube is vast. It's worldwide. There are some
it's
people who've been
huge.
on here since it began that we still don't know. When you go to their channel, they might have like 20 million followers or something like that. You never heard of them until you just so happen to come across them. Just like this young lady by the name of Alicia Burney. Shout outs to her. Rest in peace to her. She was a young YouTuber who died a day before her 25th birthday. She's been on YouTube since she was 12 years old, and she had over 1 million subscribers. She went to vacation in Mexico, died in her sleep, had an asthma attack in her sleep. She was celebrating her 25th birthday, died the day before her 25th birthday. I had never heard of her. She died back in March. I didn't hear about her until last month in April. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Like, because they had just released her last skit video that she did, because she did different skit videos and comedy and stuff on her channel. And you can go back, she got her first video still on her channel from 12 years ago, when she was 12 years old, you know what I'm saying, and saw her from 12 to 24 on her channel. And it's like, like crazy, you know what I'm saying? And so there's so many people that we still don't know that is out here. And Brandon, I saw your question. Brandon of Palm Beach asked me what's my favorite nonfiction book. I will say to y'all, most definitely the first one that I could think of was Growing Up X. Growing Up X by Ilyasha Shabazz, who is the third daughter of Malik Shabazz, better known as Malcolm X. That she is so amazing. She is so amazing. She, first and foremost, she might have a little vampire in her, because she's still like, she's 30 something and she's over 60 now. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all should, she is an amazing speaker and orator, keeping her dad's legacy alive, whose birthday is on the 19th coming up this week. The centennial of Malcolm X's birthday is coming up this week, and he was born May 19th, 1925. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, he was taken out at the age of 39, which was 60 years ago this year in 1965. And so, Growing Up X is amazing. Also, Growing Up King was a good book that I read as well, by the late Dexter Scott King, the second child, a second son, and third child overall of Martin and Coretta King. And so yeah, but Growing Up X is an amazing book, definitely she chronicled, her growing up and
Growing Up
her
X.
life up to that point. So definitely a good book right there, Growing Up X, as far as my nonfiction, my favorite
Growing Up
nonfiction.
X.
So shout outs on Brandon on that question. Appreciate that question.
Oh yes. Brandon be in here with the book questions. If Brandon in here and you on there, you gonna get a book. We want to know what book you reading.
Oh,
And he gonna get it, and he's going to read it because he always tells me that he's going to read these books. I'm gonna wait on the book report, Brandon. I want a book
hey,
report.
they won't talk about. They won't talk about. And this is also a great book as well by my friend Jessica Johnson called "Staying in the Light." It's more so a journal book that you can write your own story in, but it has a 5-page story in it by Jessica the Motivator, aka Jessica Johnson. She's a content creator here on YouTube as well. I help with the editing of the book. So definitely go check that out, y'all. Staying in the light. I have the link for it in my daily vlogs. When y'all go check out the description of my daily vlogs, you can see the link for it on Amazon in my daily vlog. So that's an amazing book right there as well. And plus it doubles as a journal book. I also have a content creator journal on Amazon as well for the y'all content creators out there. When y'all want to put y'all thoughts together, write them down, you know what I'm saying? Good spot. I mean, obviously we all got notebooks or pieces of paper we could do, but to have a content creator journal where you can actually got space to jot some things down on, you know what I'm saying? I got that for y'all as well. And I also do urban books too, for those that like urban books. If y'all read Zane or Eric Jerome Dickey or Omar Tyree, you know what I'm saying? I got some of them books right there on Amazon as well to get in some Pookie series. Staying in the light. Yes indeed. Staying in the light.
Yes.
No.
That was great. Thank you. You know what? I'm glad. I'm just gonna come back and play out and get all the information from the chat. I mean, from the thing here. For whatever reason, sometimes my chat don't come back. And I don't like that because I like to come back and see who was actually in the video. But sometimes my chat don't come back on my when I save it. It don't come back for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't really like that, but
I understand.
so what's really good though is if you come back and you leave a comment on the actual posted video, anything like this was a great video or hey queen, anything, just say anything, couple hearts or whatever. I prefer words and over emojis, but I'll take whatever. But that does help me know that you were in here because I do like to recognize. I have begun to, just so y'all know, I've begun to whoever is in my space and especially on a regular basis, I've begun to come to your channel more often and make sure I'm supporting whether or not you come up in my feed, because I was going by my feed 99% of the time, and my feed was who I was watching. So I didn't even know that was how the algorithm did it until I realized the algorithm did it that way. So just chop that up to a misunderstanding of myself. But I know y'all been seeing the difference, especially those my regulars here in the chat. Y'all always rocking with me. I really appreciate y'all, each and every one of y'all being here today. I appreciate you, of course, Slim Jim Longfoot, aka Goat 1408. And I am going to end this with 5 questions that you just finished really, really quick. Just finish the sentence. And then we're going to have your last, not your last words, it's never be your last words, but have you give us
final words of the night.
Yes, final words of the night. All right, so here we go. The best piece of advice I've ever received as an artist is
keep on growing, never stop growing, stay consistent on the task.
All right. And my proudest moment as a creator was when
we first published our first book with UGI Studios, The Adventures of Pimp Hand Strong.
All right. I love it. In the future, I want my art to
resonate with everybody who checks it out, whether good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Your opinion is valid. And so that's what I want to see.
If I could draw one character for the rest of my life, it would be.
I guess it would be Jelly. I guess it would be Jelly. You know what I'm saying? Jelly Bean Turner of Jelly Bean Dream.
All right. And this one is going to probably play off of that, but I don't know what you're going to answer to it. If I could bring one of my comic characters to life, I would choose.
Oh, definitely Jelly. Definitely Jelly because she bought it, you know what I'm saying? She be out here in these streets that gonna handling some things.
So Jelly Bean Dream for the win on those questions. I do appreciate it, brother. So I'm gonna ask you if we can. I know you already gave us this answer. So you told us to go watch episode of your drawings.
218. Yeah, 218 of GOAT 1408 TV is premiering tomorrow at 6 p.m. My muse for that is Detroit Soloist, who is an amazing content creator and a member of my membership, the 1408. So for those who don't know, I got a membership on my channel. She is one of the members of the 1408, and she's also a great content creator here on YouTube. So feel free to most definitely check her out when y'all see the video tomorrow. All the links will be in the description of how to get, how to connect with our Detroit Soloist, who was in the movie called The Soloist. If y'all remember the movie The Soloist back in 2010, starring Robert Downey Jr. and Jamie Foxx, she was in that movie. She's an actress and content creator here on YouTube. So most definitely, go check it out. Johnny Quest Gaming in the building, my bro in the building.
Oh, wow.
There you go. Johnny Quest
Peace
Gaming in the building.
My brother.
UGI Studios, and the artist on issue number 1 of Jelly Bean Dream. You did. He is the second person ever to draw Jelly, of course, in life. I being the creator the first, and he was the second person to ever draw Jelly Bean Turner. And of course, he did the art of issue number 1 of Jelly Bean Dream. Most definitely.
Thank you for making it in, Johnny Quest. He's been talking about you the whole time, my brother. This is Johnny Quest here. If do you create content? Because I went to your channel, and I don't know if you actually create content on YouTube or.
Yeah, he does. He has gaming content on his channel.
Would you drop your link, Johnny, please? AQN. Drop the letters AQN in the chat, and it'll drop your link. And this is Johnny Quest. This is who he's been talking about this entire time. He is the co-owner, right? Co-founder of UGI Studios.
Yep.
Yes.
Urban Guide Inc. For those wondering, Urban Guide Inc. Studios.
Urban Guide Inc. is what it stands for. All right. And well, I don't know if he did. I don't know if he's still in here.
Yeah, he's still in here.
He was here from the beginning. Okay, well, you just didn't say nothing.
He was in the bush. He was
in the bushes. Drop your link. Drop your link.
Type ACN, son. Type ACN or
AQN.
Excuse me. African Queen Noreen. That part.
AQN. So it'll drop your link so they can connect with you, brother. All right. So let's see. Now that we've come to an end here, what would you do? I mean, what do you want your legacy to be as an artist and a storyteller? Tell us that as we're leaving the building today.
I want my legacy to be, someone who did create some amazing stories, some, stories that people can look at, read, for all time, what I'm saying? Just like, as I mentioned earlier, the Renaissance artists, here we are 500 plus years later, still talking about their great works, what I'm saying? As I mentioned to my niece, week that Michael Jackson died, like a couple of days before he died, I was just telling her, watching his videos, that, people gonna be talking about this man 200 years from now, people gonna still be talking about Michael Jackson. So I'm hoping that my works, and all of the other works of everybody who's in UGI Studios with me, it will still be known, years from now. That's why, this year that we thrive in 2025, that we're trying to put out these good works for for all time, for our kids. Even though I don't have no kids just yet, but I got my niece and her children, and future wife. Where you at, future wife? If you watching, you know what I'm saying, let's go ahead. Anyway,
Yes.
but
Where you
yeah,
at, future wife,
so for all
for my
time, we're gonna make
brother?
it do what it do and does what it does for all time. So somebody 100 years from now watching this, like somebody in the year 21, 25 watching this video, like, oh, there they go talking about that book I just read. So there it is, there it is. So hey, I want y'all for all time. Anybody watching, whenever you're watching, what is today, tomorrow, next year, next decade, next century. You know what I'm saying? I hope that you are enjoying the works that we put out, And so my legacy is just greatness. I want it to be greatness because that's the word. That's my word on my channel, greatness. And so that part.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much again. Um, Now we spent some time today, y'all, getting to know this brother. This has been really awesome. It was as good as I thought it was going to be. It was actually better, right? So I want to thank you, and I appreciate you for coming and taking your time to show up here on Queen Alchemy's channel. And
And before
I'm
before
glad we got to know you beyond your content, inside your content, around your content, um, a little bit about everything. I appreciate you being so open with it and transparent. And y'all know what we do here. We like to build, we like to grow together. So as content creators, we'd like to support each other. So make sure again that you go over and check out my brother, Slim Jim Longfoot, aka the GOAT. All right.
Shout
And
out to my girl Tootie too. Shout out to my girl Tootie, one of my best friends, who used to call me her favorite artist. She passed of cancer back in 2022.
oh,
On the 20th anniversary that I created Jelly Bean Dream. As a matter of fact, she was a big Jelly Bean Dream fan, and issue
oh,
one is dedicated to her and my mom and my dad, who's of course still here, as well as my niece, my sister, and my niece's kids. So most definitely shout outs to Tootie, who y'all can see videos of her on my channel where we did interview called Convo. Well, she interviewed me on a 3-part series called Convos with Tootie back in 2020.
mm.
So shout outs to Tootie. You know what I'm saying? Most
Oh,
definitely.
Tootie.
Yep, Tootie. Yep.
All right, Tootie. Ashe, 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 Tootie.
Big Eagles fan. So she was up in heaven happy about this year's Super Bowl.
Uh, I don't even know nothing about the Super Bowl, but I'm gonna say all hail to the ancestors. All
That part.
right. And remember now, y'all, just because we ended this one today, we always can find all the content in the playlist. This one will be there as well. So if you missed this one, you can always rewatch it. And the playlist is called 22 Questions Beyond the Content. And it's 22 questions with the Queen, I'm sorry, behind the content. All of the interviews that I've done where we connect and grew with other content creators. So you can learn a little bit about everybody and people that you may not know. So make sure you tap into that. And I want y'all to remember, if you want to collab and grow with the Queen, send me an email. All the details are in the description. And I want y'all to mark y'all calendars for the upcoming interviews and upcoming activities that I got going on the channel. As you know, I do.
Do do do
Uh,
do.
I have coming up. Actually, I got a little break in here, so I got room, y'all. I got room. I'm about to probably fill these up because I got quite a few requests in my emails already, y'all. Appreciate it. All right, so but I got on the 27th of this month. Let's go back to that. On the 24th of this month, we're going to be doing the collective build, and that's when we're going to have our panelists on here. It's about health and wellness, getting gaining our health back, our wellness back. So make sure you tap in there. I think I might want to bring a new uh, a panelist on board because I heard somebody talking about health and wellness today that I was really intrigued about, Mr. Slim Jim. All right, and I got Anthony, the Real, going to be on the 27th, and on the 29th I got Pitts Life, and also every Wednesday until further notice. But every Wednesday, me and Vegan Kings are going to be doing Walking Wellness Wednesdays at 9 a.m. So make sure y'all tap in. It will be alternating from channel to channel. So you will be able to tap in sometime on his channel, sometime on my channel. We'll definitely be doing that every Wednesday. We just kicked off the first one yesterday. So if you missed it, tap in over at Vegan King's channel to take a look at it. It was actually really awesome. And this coming 31st of May, I want y'all to come and join me for a grill and chill. I am going to be premiering my Blackstone grill and grilling for the first time of the year. So make sure y'all tap in with me. I don't have to have a holiday to do anything. I just, show up that way. But it's going to be a vegan barbecue, y'all. So make sure y'all ready, okay? Because y'all not going to see no pork ribs, and you're not gonna see no chicken or no sausages. Well, you might see some sausages, but they won't be they won't be processed sausages. Okay. All right. Now, with that being said, y'all, I really do appreciate it again. And if you haven't tapped into my brother, make sure you have. If you have want to connect with me, make sure that you just at Queen's Alchemy 22 is how you can find me. I know my link was dropped a couple times in the chat, so if you want to connect that way, you can as well. Otherwise, just look me up. Just look me up. You can find me. I'm here. All right. And then I'm gonna get out of here tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you. I definitely appreciate you, my brother. And can you hold up that sketch one more time for the
Bam. Bam, 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 bam.
Who is that? Can somebody screenshot? Hold on, I'm about to
That
screenshot.
queen. You ain't got a screenshot. You about to get it. You about to get it.
Ow. Okay, I got it. I mean, I got it. He about to send it to me, y'all. So y'all know I'm gonna have that up when we talk about that right there. I do appreciate it again, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. Y'all know how we do. I'm gonna see you on the next time, and make sure you have a beautiful night wherever you are. And you too, my brother, don't go nowhere after this live is over. Just stay right there. We getting ready to close it out. And I appreciate you. I know I'm talking, but that's because I ain't got to where I need to be. But here I am. I'm there now. Peace and love.
Peace.
Peace and love.
Queen's Alchemy tribe is the vibe. Spitting peace and love on every live. The wisdom she holds is like no other. Bringing together every sister and brother. She extends peace and love through collab and grow. Her weekly connection, so now you know. Join the tribe on the live, she got something to say. Bringing healing the body each and every day. She's got something special, yeah, the queen is the vibe. Dropping wisdom in the group on every live. Queen Alchemy is gifted, yes, she'll fight for you. When she feels compelled to stand up for the truth. She's strong in her stance with poise and grace. Giving back to her community in every way. Queen Alchemy, now you know her name. One moment in a tribe, no, you won't be the same. Sharing wisdom, she's the queen. Dropping knowledge on everything.